Nanahoshi told them, like, all right, like, as like a reward for like helping me get here, I have to go talk to Perugius, the Dragon King.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a title.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to that. And like you find out like he's the person who lives up in the floating castle still.
Chaos Breaker. That has to be the coolest name. I mean, he's making fun of it. I'm just like, I think that sounds like a badass name.
Same. I thought it was fucking like when he called it that, I was like, okay, this guy's very eccentric.
Yes.
But I fuck with it. And like they go to the floating fortress.
He's also racist. He didn't let Roxy up.
Incredibly fucking racist, man. Like the moment, like he sent down just like one of his what are they called?
Familiar spirits.
Yeah, one of his spirits, and they're like, all right, so we're gonna bring all these people. That one can't come. And it's just like, wait, which? You talking to Roxy? It's like, yeah, demons aren't allowed, like at all. And like I kind of like forgot, like, oh shit, yeah, no, her people are from the demon continent. Like that would make sense considering like what Perugius did and what he stood for. I did not realize that he was the one that is watching over and sealed the demon god Lapis. So a little bit of lore with that. Rugerd, I don't know if you caught that. Rugerd was actually one of the ones who helped them. Oh, yes.
So it's weird that he sealed Laplace with a demon race. Hates the demons though.
Yeah. So
he has shown, I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. He shows eventually, or Zenoba shows Perugius, one of Rudius's.
Oh yeah. He
showed statues.
Yeah, and he's like, you made a statue out of a Superb, and
and you're showing it to me.
Yeah. He immediately is just like, oh, we fucked up. Like this was the whole plan, was to get this acknowledged by him. This might actually like put a hindrance in like fixing the Superb name. But then when he was like, yeah, I modeled it after Rugerd, and he's just like, oh. And then he tells him like, oh, like the demon god like tricked the Superb by giving them those spears, and like they had no free will for it. He's like, oh.
I'm surprised he didn't know that.
Yeah, after that many years.
Yeah.
It's like you've gone this long and you didn't know that. That's.
But I guess the rest of the world believes it too, so I guess it's not common knowledge. So.
And so like, I think like, there's a lot of lore just to that castle.
Yes, which you won't even get in the entire. There's a side story called Old Dragon's Tale that there is a ton of lore associated with Chaos Breaker in and of itself.
Are you serious?
We'll get into it a little bit whenever we talk about 15.
Okay.
I don't want to give too many spoilers, but some stuff isn't super relevant, so I'll share it with that.
Okay.
But going back to Zenoba, and so
Zenoba, yeah.
Again, the dude has gone from a dude who's obsessed with just dolls and art to now he is creating a bunch of different materials, like you said, the prosthetic arm, the
animated doll.
He's working on the research project for Rudius, and then he basically. I want to talk about.
We'll talk about it.
There's so many things to talk about. No, but then he basically becomes the intermediary to Perugius because he's able to talk to him on that art level, and they're both just like you said, eccentric art buffs. I can't think of they're just obsessed with it.
They really are. And like, man, it's funny because you're watching like, or you hear like Zenoba, he's just like, oh wow, look at that, Master Rudius, did you notice that? And it's just like, wait, notice what? And like the different Dragon King crests that are just randomly throughout the castle.
Yes,
it's a marvel.
And then they're all expecting Perugius to be annoyed too, and Perugius like, no, I actually like this one.
Yeah. I was so caught off by that. I was like, you know, if he's gonna like anybody, it would be the oddball one. If you've lived that long, you know, you've heard all this religious political shit. You've heard everything. Oh, wow, you created new magic. Great. Your teacher's a demon, so I don't really give a shit. And then this one dude just rolls up and he was like, I like your architect. Also, did you notice this in your courtyard? And he's like, yeah, I did. Nobody else ever does. Who the fuck is this guy, and why haven't you brought him to me sooner?
Exactly. Which,
he is such a pivotal
I
like
can't tell you yet.
piece for I guess dealing with Perugius, because like later on you see that he tries to be like a mediator for Perugius and oh god, what's her name? No, no.
Ariel.
Yes, for Ariel.
Yes.
Because her whole intention is like she wants to get the backing of Perugius, because if she has him backing her, it just strengthens her claim on becoming the next monarch of
Asura.
Thank you.
Yeah. He is basically the #1 most popular person in the world / that kingdom specifically as well. So that's why it's such a big deal. He doesn't have lands. He just lives up in a sky castle by himself. But everyone in the kingdom, one of the first books Rudius ever has is just the legends of his life and how he defeated Laplace and all this other kind of stuff. So he basically saved the world. So
yeah.
His backing is huge.
Yeah.
If he backed her up, she wins. Period. End of discussion. He's just that influential. So yes, I completely agree. He goes again, dude who just likes dolls, and then becomes an intermediary between countries.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And then maybe you can help me out with this one a little bit more. Do you remember like the night they went like just kind of exploring throughout the castle?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they just kept going lower and lower, and then like Nanahoshi's like, oh, you guys don't have to worry about going through these. Like, I've been through most of these. If they're locked, he doesn't want you to go. If they're unlocked, you're free to look.
Mm-hmm.
So they just start going through a bunch, and then they get to this one room with all the murals,
tapestries and stuff.
Tapestries on the wall. What the fuck is up with all that?
I'm fairly certain that is a story that is talked about in, again, that side story I talked about, Old Dragon's Tale, where it explains the entire background of the world itself. So I can do a quick summary. Essentially, what those are showing is the six-sided world.
Yep.
Basically, it was created as a cube, and each world was its own individual. There was Dragon World, Beast World. People didn't live together. They were separate planes of existence, basically. Yeah. So the gods were able to move in between those worlds. And long story short, somebody who we know in the story
stop letting them do that.
Tricks the other rulers of these different worlds. They're gods. They are true gods. And has them basically decide to fight each other, and then everyone ends up in the last remaining world, man world, basically, or human world.
I wonder who could have done that.
Very, very difficult to guess, but
oh yeah, I bet.